best way to get people excited is to really get their hands in the dirt. Growing the food, meeting farmers, cooking the food. People are so much more excited about food when they get the chance to work with it themselves. Being able to taste local foods is usually the best way for people to buy into it, because most people immediately say that the reason, there's a national survey that said the reason most people are buying local is because of taste. The reason why they've chosen to go local is because they know that their customers want it because it's going to taste better.
We have to use what's local. BC is a wonderland of fresh vegetables, fruit, produce, wines, honeys, vinegars, etc. You got to be deaf, dumb, and blind for a chef in BC not to use what's local.
That strawberry that comes from California has everything on it to help make it last longer, but they just don't taste as good.
Why eat local? Because you're helping an economy. Local food tastes a lot better. You know the person who's growing it. It's less of a carbon footprint to purchase local. You don't need to drive far away. You can either walk or bike there.
So when we switched to local, we sold more apples almost by 40%. When we switched to local salmon, our sales increased by 30-40%. When they know that we're doing local, we're doing fresh, we're doing healthy, they come to our restaurants.
Think of food as a really good investment, and you should spend more money on
So they can go
fresh,
change and then meet up front here.
food.
Why local? First of all, climate change means that the amount of food that's being produced is it's more and more difficult to do. We're increasingly dependent on foods coming in from afar.
Local foods are important because they're a way for all of us to get a sense of how our food is grown and the incredible amount of work that goes into growing our food. We need to value the whole foods that we have access to, and also to preserve our farmlands so that we will continue to be able to have those foods in the years to come.
Localvore are people that try to eat as close to home as possible, where we're using less gas to get to places, and we're understanding where our food comes from.
Whole foods are definitely the healthier option. It's going to be filled with all the nutrients that your body needs to grow and to thrive and to do all the things that someone wants to do. Packaged foods, you've lost some nutrients, you can fortify some back, but you have less nutrition generally. You also have, because of all the processing, just the amount of energy and inputs and all the other sort of environmental reasons behind eating whole food. When you have a packaged food, you've had to process it so much, you've just added a lot more waste into the package.
Cheap food is cheap food, but at the end of the day, it doesn't taste that great.
Local is delicious, it's healthy, it's whole foods, and that's a good foundation for having a healthy diet, is to be cooking and eating foods from their raw form as opposed to stuff in packages and boxes.
From a nutrition perspective, obviously local food tends to be less processed, particularly here, right?
Yeah.
It's not like we have big processing plants. You're going to get food that's closer to its natural state, so it's not highly processed, so it doesn't have any of the added salt, sugar, the fat.
We're all throwing away, we're using TV dinners, fast foods, that kind of thing. So a lot of kids don't have the skills anymore. We watch a lot of television, or we're looking at media, we're looking at a message that's being fed to us that these foods, Fruit Loops, things that are not really food, and we're pumped it's cheap, it's the way to go, and we've sort of grown up with eating that kind of food, and there hasn't been an awareness that there's something better.
Farm to School is a movement that tries to connect children directly to farmers, changing school lunch programs so that they're eating something much healthier, to get children to understand that their local grower is bringing food that feeds them directly. And what we want to do is change the way cafeterias work, change the way suppliers are purchasing and providing healthier, more nutritious and fresher ingredients to schools and children, because health affects academic achievement, and your children aren't going to be as crazy, bouncing off the walls, eating sugar, eating high-fat foods.
Well, I think we need to start as young as possible with growing new farmers, and I can't think of a better place than where kids spend or youth spend most of their wake hours is in school.
If we can have kids of all ages, like the elementary school kids as well as youth, who become advocates for good food, good, healthy, local food, it would be incredibly powerful to be able to change the future that we currently have in terms of poor health, in terms of loss of agricultural land.
So thinking of our future children and where their food comes from, and really rebuilding our local food system is really important.
We think food is a way we can make a difference. It's showcasing this new energy and vitality around eating local and eating fresh.
Food is medicine, right? And food, like I said, feeds your stomach, your soul, and your mind. So it's important that we meet these needs to the students, who are the future.